Bargatze, the Be Funny Tour.
I mean, Chuck E. Cheese is rough. I don't know if you've been there in a while. They look like they're trying to go to business and they can't.
All new material.
They filed for bankruptcy and they're still open. They called Blockbuster and they're like, how do you get out? We want out.
Nate Bargatze. Friday, May 31st, FedEx Forum. Tickets available at FedEx Forum box office or Ticketmaster.com. Produced by Outback Presents Nate Bargatze, the Be Funny Tour. Heart Royal Flush Tour 2024. November 14th, FedEx Forum. A journey through the hits and timeless classics. The iconic band returns with special guests. Jason Bonham's Led Zeppelin Evening. Tickets on sale now at heart-music.com. Heart with Jason Bonham's Led Zeppelin Evening. Produced by AEG Presents.
LifeCare Ambulance is proud to be an official partner of the Memphis Grizzlies and FedEx Forum. At LifeCare, they wear their hearts with pride. Their passion is their people. They want you to love what you do and where you do it. Their employee-driven culture encourages a healthy work-life balance and supportive work environment. They invest in your success and well-being so that you can provide the best care for the patients that they serve. Join the incredible team of EMTs and paramedics in Memphis, Nashville, and across the nation today. Learn more at lifecareamb.com.
There's no substitute for experience, the knowledge gained from having been there before, and the passion to share what you know to make everyone around you better. It's true in basketball. It's true in banking. Grizzlies Checking from Pinnacle. Play hard. Bank easy. Open a Grizzlies checking account with at least $100 and a recurring direct deposit by January 12th, and you could receive a $200 direct deposit bonus into your account and be entered into our Grizmas drawing. Details at grizzliesbanking.com. Member FDIC.
Justin Timberlake. The Forget Tomorrow World Tour. Live in Memphis. Justin Timberlake. FedEx Forum, Saturday, November 23rd. Get tickets now at livenation.com. The brand new single Selfish is available to stream and download now. For more, hit up justintimberlake.com.
Let's face it, there's a lot of trash talk in basketball, but the great teams let their performance do the talking. Like Ford F-150 with Pro Power on board, a class-exclusive industry-first feature that turns your truck into a mobile generator and leaves the competition speechless. Ford F-150, official truck of the Grizzlies. Greatness starts here at your Mid-South Ford dealer. Class is full-size pickups under 8,500 pounds, GVWR.
Let's talk about MVPs.
Let's do it. I went with the Joker.
Oh my God, Nikola freaking Jokic.
Every time I watch him play, I'm so impressed.
I'm obsessed with him.
Yeah.
Everything he does works. He can pass, he can shoot, he can rebound, he can drive, he can defend. Like, he can do everything.
He can lead the fast break, and he's like 7-1.
IMHO with Lang Whitaker and me, Kelsey Wright Johnson, on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
10 feet ahead of you, catch me is something you'll never do. I turn around and I level you. No motivation is needed. Look, I put myself on the pedestal. This is incredible.
Take your fandom to the next level with the official Grizzlies app. Go all access and behind the scenes.
It's got to be heavy defense. That's where it starts for us.
Personalized to where you are and who you are. Get easy access to ticketing, the game day guide, and your own app customization right at your fingertips. Upgrade your experience and download the Grizzlies app today.
Now for a limited time, the new $1.99 crispy tender wraps are here at Sonic. Who could deny a crispy chicken tender with bold flavors like hickory barbecue and cheesy Baja? And we can't forget the crisp lettuce and melty cheese to make the perfect bite. Wrap yourself up with some TLC, tender, love, and chicken for only $1.99. Sonic $1.99 crispy tender wraps. Tax not included, limited time only at participating Sonic drive-ins.
Funny thing about gas, people constantly complain about the price of gas. Those same people that will complain about paying $2.80 for a gallon of gas
will drive right around the corner. Yeah,
$9 for a cup this big.
Yep, I am people.
Can you believe these gas prices? Give me a $12 cup
Yep.
of coffee.
I am those people.
It's wild out there, man.
The Gary Parrish Show, live weekdays at 10 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Live from downtown Memphis, this is the Chris Vernon Show, presented by Caesars Sportsbook on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. Now, here's your host, Chris Vernon.
GrindCityMedia.com. It's Chris Vernon Show. Welcome. It is the Friday, May 10th, 2024 edition of the show. Today on the show, 2 big basketball games last night. We will get to what happened in both of those. We will get you ready for the weekend ahead. We got a bunch of news and notes to get to. Gary Parrish is going to join us in studio as he does on Fridays. The NBA Draft Lottery is also coming up this weekend, and we will actually be very interested in the way that thing shakes out. It's a Friday. It is beautiful outside. Smile, let's do it. Turn it up! Once in your life, won't you do what feels right? Instead of waiting for the next big thing to strike. Stop running your mouth. Get out of the house. Get yourself downtown and shake it off. Yeah. Hope everybody's having a good day. All right, we got a ton of stuff to get to. We will get you ready for the weekend. We'll cover what took place since we last spoke. And should be a very eventful weekend, which is certainly going to culminate with the NBA Draft Lottery happening on Sunday. Before I get to anything, welcome John Roser to the show. John Roser, a.k.a. the Cologne Ranger, the Body Spray Band, the Senior Sack, a.k.a. John the Backbone, John the Bearcat. Set the tone! John Asparagus, Johnny Netcard, John Lance. He's Yogi Roser. Hello, John. Hello. Oh, and I'm coming for you right off the bat.
Oh, I know what this is about. I read the email.
Okay. Let me introduce everybody else.
Yeah, let's do that.
Devin Walker is the microphone maker. Senor Quasadilla, Mr. Matt, Navajo Joe, the reporter, the photographer. He is Sir Piss.
And I don't give a piss about nothing but the Grizz.
That underrated moment last night, yes.
And happy birthday to one of my favorite Grizzlies of all time, Tyus Jones. Y'all go flood his mentions, go flood his comments, tell him happy birthday. My dog. Actually, let me text him.
In fact, you know what? Let me prepare Jalen very quickly.
Oh, no.
Jalen, we are also going to bring up another one of Devin's favorite Grizzlies ever, Garrett Temple. We'll do that here in a couple moments. But Gary Parrish is here. He's from the Gary Parrish Show. Every morning you can listen to him at 10 o'clock. You can watch him on YouTube or Grind City Media. All right, let me go ahead and – it's Tyus Jones. Let me take a guess. Tyus Jones is
let's see.
28.
Let me guess. I want to guess too.
You guess
I would like to guess too.
Okay, you guess too. Okay.
I'm guessing, 2015 Final Four. I'm going to say it was 19 there.
Okay.
We're at 2024 now. I'm going 27.
Rose, you got a guess?
I was going to say 27.
Verno Diablo is the winner. Tyus Jones.
I had it added up right. I just couldn't. I couldn't.
You
say
couldn't copy.
28.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
said 28.
Usual.
Yeah, he got 28.
I couldn't.
All right, I want to give a shout out to Braden. So I received an email this morning. Someone did the contact us page on Grind City Media
no, I'm scared.
and wrote the following.
But that's the least good way to get in touch with me.
This is how they did it. It said, this came from Braden, and it said, I love the show.
Oh, no.
I'm from British Columbia, Canada.
Okay.
And Chris Vernon's show is my go-to podcast.
One of them Canadians.
Have
we had enough of them this week?
I found Chris Vernon from The Mismatch, where I don't miss an episode. Just wanted to email and say, after listening to the May 9th episode, that would have been yesterday.
Let's give the Canadian some music for his
Yeah, there you
email.
go. Give us some music for it. There you go. Perfect.
Listening to the May 9th episode. That was yesterday's episode.
Yesterday's episode. Oh, no. Here we go.
I think John may need to watch some more Animal Planet.
Yeah.
Because there's no way he knows what a caribou is, and at no point would a cheetah eat one, seeing as they don't even live on the same continent.
They don't even live on the same continent.
Come on, bro. What's wrong with you?
Would love a shout out and to roast John. He deserves to get roasted on the show.
First off.
Because Roser yesterday claimed that, oh yeah, I know what a caribou is. I've seen a cheetah eat one.
Well, it's a deer of some sort. So I mean, like I've seen cheetahs.
Johnny fake
Sounds
news.
like someone needs to watch a little more Animal
Yeah, you
Planet.
tap in. Watch more film. Watch more
Braden
film.
from British Columbia.
Shout out Braden.
Caribous are more
Real
like
one.
reindeers. I was thinking when you said with the horns, I thought it was one of those that had the like the two horns that go way back like that.
That's an antelope.
That's an antelope.
Yeah, bro. I know what that
One of
is.
those
That's an
things.
antelope.
See cheetahs eat those
And
things.
A man that
Tigers,
considers himself
lions.
an animal expert, and in fact, our resident animal expert.
Yes.
You don't know crap.
I obviously don't know about caribou.
They're literally not even the same continent as a cheetah, he
I'm
said.
going to push back on that.
What?
I'm just convinced I could get a caribou on the same continent as a cheetah.
Yeah,
No,
I
I
think
don't
you
think
could.
you
I
can.
feel
You'd have
like
to fly him there.
Yeah.
I would do that.
Like
I would do
Fortnite.
that.
Like
Yeah.
Fortnite. Drop them off.
Yeah, I'd do that.
You can't do this. Not no.
Yeah.
Hey, I can't speak on whether we have caribous and cheetahs on the same continent, but I'm just saying I can fix that like that.
Yeah, I feel like we can make that
We can do
happen.
that.
You need to watch more
Congratulations,
film,
Canada,
bro.
you got to win. You needed one.
Before I get into all of the topics that we're going to get into today, I would be remiss if I did not mention, now that it's on my mind, because Devin started the show by saying, shout out to one of my favorite Grizzlies ever, and immediately jogged my memory that one of his other favorite Grizzlies of all time is, of course, the great Garrett Temple.
My dog.
He's the only man that drove Devin almost to tears when he was traded. Garrett Temple happened to be on a podcast. I'm going to need you to put on your headphones, Devin, or if you can hear them. Garrett Temple was recently on a podcast with one of our other favorites, Vince Carter.
Okay.
Vince Carter evidently has a podcast now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Not a shocker.
And Garrett Temple said the following regarding players in the NBA and who is the most underrated in the NBA. Jalen, do we have this?
You know, TJ McConnell may be the most underrated player in the league.
my God.
He is, for
Oh, my
sure,
gosh.
one of the best, if not
It's
the
a
best,
nightmare for you.
point guards in the league. And if anybody that doesn't know him, go pay attention to him. If you ask anybody in the NBA that plays guard, if you ask anybody that plays against him, they'll let you know how much of the real deal he is. So shout out to TJ McConnell. I think he had 20 in the closeout game.
And was
like that.
picking them apart.
Man, amazing, bro. Brings the energy every single night. Just great.
TJ.
Tonight is our night.
That hurt. Hey, first you had J. Cole drop out, and now you got Garrett Temple talking about TJ McConnell's the best. This is a disastrous month for
Tonight's
you.
our night.
It's not good for
Tonight's
me,
our
man.
night.
Tonight's y'all's night. Look, man, I've accepted TJ McConnell
I've accepted him.
because he's on my side right now with the Pacers. But Garrett, all the damn players in the NBA and TJ McConnell, bro. TJ McConnell.
Oh, I laughed
Come
so
on,
hard
bro.
when I saw that.
Why TJ?
Okay, look. So that was former Grizzly. You want current Grizzly?
Give me some. I saw G.G. Jackson today talking on the podcast.
Did you see it?
I just saw clips.
Okay, now we understand why G.G. Jackson is always held away from all microphones when they have the opportunity to, because he accepted a invitation on the Fan Duel show. Run it back.
Yeah, with Chandler Parsons, Michelle
And
Beadle.
here's Gigi this morning.
This is why he cannot do a podcast, guys.
Is it true that Giannis pinched you during the game?
Yes.
Right here.
Right here.
What is he on?
What?
I
I was, excuse me, what? I gotta check my mom out. I gotta check my mom. I was busting his ass. We gonna keep it respectful, mom. Yeah. I was busting him. And I kept coming off like shooting quick threes. And so when Pat Bev subbed into the game, he was like, nah, you know, I got him. And I blew bomb. So Giannis, they was full denying, and like anytime I would move, he would just grab my side and like squeeze so hard. It hurts.
Oh my
He's
God!
funny.
And no, the part that cut out was the part where he looks back and says, "My mom's in the other room."
They had it.
Oh, they had it. Okay.
Yeah. I was busting his ass.
No, he's genuinely funny.
I was busting his ass.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why Gigi can't be on microphones. I love him though. I love him.
Oh, it's amazing.
I love him.
I want him on every microphone. He is hilarious.
You see why Jared, when he was in here, when Jared said, like,
He's
I'm trying to tell him, like.
What do you call him? A fetus? An infant.
Infant.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
it's the same thing.
When you start talking to people, the pre-draft process about his interviews, they were all over the place.
Just goofy. He's goofy.
Just goofy. Like
I'll tell you this.
Outgoing as hell.
You talk to anybody over there? I talked to somebody over there at one point, and they were like, he has the opportunity to be a huge, huge star because he is the most cooperative, nicest, most respectful kid that we've had come through here in so long. Like, yeah, the people that have to like wrangle him to do stuff,
sure,
they love him.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Most of the time.
He's easy, not you.
I'm just saying.
You've been a hater from
No, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. There's a reason. There's a
We need
reason.
to see his facial expression.
No, I'm just
You
saying.
have literally
no.
been a hater.
No.
Since the day he stepped on.
No. Don't do this damn Zoom again. Stop with the damn Zoom.
I relate to you because it's how I felt about all the young guys when I was Tony and Zebo's and all their guys.
I'm not old.
I understand. I'm telling you, I understand. The young guys are annoying.
No, I'm not.
They
I
are.
never say he's annoying. I'm just saying there's a reason why he doesn't have a face scan in 2K.
Oh, I'm aware. And also, there's a reason he got suspended for being late to practice. I mean,
I want him to be great.
I'm not saying he is the beacon of maturity.
There's also a reason he went 45th in the draft.
He's going to be great.
These are all the same reasons.
I am not saying he is the beacon of maturity.
He's going to be great.
I'm saying he's not a dick to people.
Yeah, no, he's
That's
not.
what I'm saying.
No, he's not a dick.
And that was always the issue with the young guys that were supposed to be great, right? That were full of themselves. They sabotaged themselves. I saw it over and over again by acting like they were better than everybody else. Right? It was mainly point guards. You can go back and you can see Kobe Simmons and Wade Baldwin and Josh Selby and
Tony Roten,
Kobe Simmons,
and Kennedy Chandler.
Right.
I mean, it's across the board. And then there were others, obviously, as well. Sam Young did himself in, right? By and again, Sam wasn't like a jerk or anything, but Sam he did not understand that he could have been a role player in the NBA for 15 years.
Right.
And instead thought, if he puts me in, I'm going to shoot the ball. And he was on a team with the core four.
Right.
And you don't get to shoot the ball.
The smart guys who are under that, in that role, they understand this is the way to make a living.
Because they were all the best.
Right.
They were all the best.
They've always been the best player
Nikhil
on every
Alexander
team.
Walker has figured it out.
That's right.
Jaden McDaniels has figured it. Jaden McDaniels has taken like 2 shots.
Well, it's like TA is a great example of this. He was
For
the Big
sure.
12 Player of the Year.
Yes.
Like people laugh like, oh, Tony's dribbling. Like it was all that. He was the Big 12 Player of the Year.
Same with Pat Bev.
Right.
You know, I tell that story all the time where people are like, they met with the AAU kids, and they're like, how many points do you think Patrick Beverly averaged in high school? And they're like, 12, 16, whatever. Like, Patrick Beverly, like, come on, man. Whatever. And they're like, 38.
Yeah, no.
And like 8 rebounds and like 8 steals.
They're all
and,
right.
He was a dog.
That's what he was.
Right.
And that's not what you get to be.
No, Jamie
At the
Daniels was
next level.
he was a 5-star recruit, 99 rating, #1 power forward in Washington.
And
Nationals.
he sucked there. He was bad.
Yeah.
He was bad, and like bad attitude, like bad a lot of stuff.
And look at him now. And he's like locked down. Great. Dude, we just had the conversation yesterday, because you and I have both been on this for many, many years, that there's such and this draft is the most interesting to me in terms of this, because and it may not bear out, but I look and I see like the 24/7 top 10 high school class, and then I see this mock draft, and it has never been more different. Never. It's never been more different than it is right now. There's a couple in there, maybe Cody Williams, maybe Jacoby Walter, Dillingham, obviously. But there's a bunch of guys on there, and like Ron Holland's not expected to go in the top 5 or top 10, maybe. And Isaiah Collier, same way. Like all these guys, and they're all a little bit lower in this draft. And then we look back at so many times those guys end up, getting drafted too lowly. GG is a perfect example. Yesterday we talked about Naz Reid. Naz Reid, 5-star, McDonald's All-American, top 5 in his class. Well, now he's 6th man of the year, and he's awesome. Okay. And he didn't even get drafted.
Okay, so Naz Reid is an interesting one because when I first start putting together mock drafts for the year that he was going to be in it, I had him projected as a first-round pick just based off he's a combo forward with size who can shoot it.
Right.
Like, what are we talking about? Top 10 high school player, can shoot it. Like, that's 6'9", whatever. And everybody said, get him out. Like when I would talk, because I don't mind saying this. I actually will take a mock draft and I'll send it to NBA people that I trust.
Sure.
And say, hey, look at this, and tell me I don't need you to say good job, GP. Tell me, save me from myself. Tell me the dumbest thing you see. Tell me the 5 dumbest things you see. And everybody would say, get Naz Reid out of there. And it was all off the court stuff, personality stuff. Because the stuff you're seeing now as a basketball player, it was always there. But people, the off personality, off the real problems there. That's why he didn't get drafted.
Everybody, and you know what? And I said I saw an interview the other day, and he was saying it is the reason I am who I am. I needed to be humbled.
And maybe Gigi went through that as well.
And I was undrafted, and this is Gigi even said that in an interview with Kelsey, and that's why he wears 45,
right?
As a constant reminder of this is what they thought of you.
But
right?
to your point about Jaden and the flip side of it, I guess, is probably Zaire, where they did they said this is a top 10 high school player, and it wasn't good in college, but we're going to do it anyway. But I think there's more examples to the contrary.
We might look up though in 3 years, and Zaire's awesome.
Yeah, right.
It's possible.
Whoa, no, man.
It does. No, I'm saying it does happen. I don't think so, but it does happen like that, where it just takes a little bit longer for some of these guys. We have made a determination on what they are. And then you look up, and in year 5, year 6, they actually come into whatever they were going to be.
Because in year 5 or 6, you know what they are? They're 23 and 20.
That's
they're still crazy young.
That's right.
We had that happen with Mike Conley.
100%.
He was a 5-star high school kid.
I killed him for 5 years.
He was not. He did not become a legit. Okay, this guy is a real starting point guard on a playoff team, on a really good playoff team until his 6th season.
Oh, and I went crazy because we made every decision based on this guy is something that he just was not.
Right. Yeah. But what Mike would tell you is that he not only was he not ready to come to the NBA, he had no interest.
That's right.
In coming to the NBA.
He didn't.
I remember after the championship game, it's like Greg Oden's up there, and they're like, is this your last game at Ohio State? And he says whatever he says. But they asked Mike the same question.
Yep.
And you know what Mike said? Of course not. I'm coming back.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I'm coming back. I'll be here. And he had not even, what he subsequently told me is he never even thought about being a one-and-done player. And then the season's over, and, it basically becomes, you're a top 5 pick. You know that, right? If you're in this draft, somebody will take you in the top 5. And he's like, I got to go, but I don't want to go, and I don't think I belong. And it took a minute.
It's the most incredible sliding doors moment. You may remember when we had him in here.
Yeah.
And I said, how many times have you thought about if Ron Lewis's shot does not drop? Against it, they lose in the second round.
Yeah,
they hit a game winner at the buzzer. He's not even in that draft.
Right.
And then who knows?
Right.
Maybe he would have come back, but then he's playing without Greg Oden, and it's like, who knows what would have happened?
He was always
right. You don't know.
Just Greg Oden's teammate.
That's right.
You know who else was like that? Like when you watched him on the grassroots circuit, it's like this guy's awesome, and this guy's his teammate. Because that's what you go watch Greg Oden, you go, my God. And Mike Conley's pretty good, too.
Yeah.
It was like, you go watch Michael Porter Jr., and you'd say, the little guard he's playing with pretty good, too. It's Trae Young. But it was never that's Trae Young's team. It was always that's Michael Porter Jr.'s team.
Right.
They played together.
Well, and what's crazy, you were talking about how you call people. Years ago when I did I did a draft list of these guys will not fail. Like, these guys are going to have NBA careers, and if you want to play it safe, it's whatever. I remember I would send that around to a lot of people that I knew, and There's never been a player more unanimously where every single college or pro evaluator sent back to me, do not do this. Don't do this. Because it was not that great of a draft as it got further down. And I kept telling them, this kid I'm watching this on YouTube. He is so much better than his peers. And I'm like, he's just too talented. I'm like, I think I'm going to have him on this list. And all of them were like, do not do that. I promise you, it will burn you. And I was like, okay. So I left him off the list, and it was Kevin Porter Jr.
Oh, yes.
Every one of them told me, do not put him on your will not fail list.
Oh, he was.
And Kevin Porter Jr. has literally ruined his career.
That's right.
He is more, and the crazy thing is, I was right. He is more talented than all those guys.
When he played in the gym with 25 people.
If you didn't know a single thing about Kevin Porter and all you did was watch YouTube, you would take him in the top 5 of that draft.
Yeah. For sure. And I didn't. That's all I knew.
He was a problem at USC.
I know.
And, the story. His
dad was murdered and...
horrible. I want to say,
and everybody tried to look out for him.
Dad murdered somebody,
That's right.
and then Dad got murdered.
Yeah,
one of those did, real childhood trauma.
That's right.
And you ask anybody about Kevin Porter, they're like, he's immensely talented, but there's a lot of I don't
unresolved.
It's like real childhood trauma, need therapy type stuff.
Correct.
Not like he's kind of goofy.
And now
he's got real stuff going on.
Now you're going to put $5 million in his pocket and put him in the pro.
Well, they gave him
Bro, he threw a bowl of soup at an assistant coach when he played for who was it first? They gave him away for nothing.
The Cavs.
The Cavs, yeah.
He walked off the court in the middle of a game.
Also got in a fight in the locker room because they moved his locker. He came back after injury, and they had moved his locker.
Well, you have to
he got in a fight, and it's like, bro, this guy's got real temper.
Well, I always find it interesting, to try to look at it from a real world perspective. Think about somebody you knew in college who was just bananas.
Yeah.
Always in trouble, always doing wild stuff, and you're like, my God, this guy needs to calm down. Now, imagine if 1 year after you've just spent a year watching this guy, you know this guy, and it's like, this guy's bananas. And then he gets a job making $5 million a year. You think he just changes his whole life, everything about him? It's just what do you think is going to happen? This stuff's not going to get better. It's going to get worse. And it almost always, the red flag stuff, that is a real thing in NBA front offices now. They would just stay away from certain people. To circle back to that initial point, though, about one-and-done guys, top 5 high school players having not Isaiah Collier.
Ron Holland.
But I've had NBA people tell me, in recent weeks, Collier will go higher than what most of y'all think because we're just going to ignore the whole Bronny James USC weird thing. We're just good. That guy would have been a top 5 pick a year ago. We're going to take him again. Yeah. I don't know if he'll be top 5, but he's not going to go as low as you're seeing him some of these places now.
I think that's true. If I've told you the guy who I found out was AC's kid, I did not have that opinion of him because he was AC's kid. Carter at Providence.
Carter.
Oh, God, he's awesome.
Providence?
Yeah. It's absolutely awesome. He's going to go, he does all the stuff
when you
watch the NBA playoffs, and you could 100% see him in these NBA playoffs. In fact, you can see him on the Knicks right now. He's that dude. He was first or second in rebounding in the conference.
Yeah.
Andy hits threes. Andy assists.
So he's Josh Hart.
Andy's a dog.
He's basically Josh Hart.
It's 19. He averaged 19.7 points, 8.7 rebounds.
Come on.
As a guard.
Come on.
And 3.6 assists, 1.8 steals. When you were talking earlier about guys who just won't that's the
He's not failing.
That's the one that he might not be an all-star, but he's not failing.
Well, so I did this. Kevin O'Connor was like, I know the kind of guys you always love. Go find this guy. This is during the season. Go watch this Devin Carter guy. Came back on the podcast. I was like, you're right. I love this guy. And then at the very end of this season, you remember I came in here and you guys were all like, what? We didn't know. What? And somebody at the Grizzly game was like, hey, what do you think about AC's kid? Mm-hmm. And I was like, what?
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, he plays for Providence. I'm like, that's Anthony's kid.
That's Anthony Carter's kid. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So he's got the son of a professional athlete, all that stuff.
Oh well, it's funny. Almost all those mocks have him going to the Heat because AC was there for so long.
In my mock draft that went up yesterday, I had him going 17th.
Yeah.
He'll
go higher than that.
The dudes that are the young dudes that have made progress on our team. I know we talk about Jake. AC worked with him towards the end of the season. GG. He gives
Laravia.
He gives credit to AC all the time about fixing his jump shot. Like, I'll give stock in his son being good.
Yeah, like, and now every one of these teams, like every one of these contenders needs a guy just like that.
Absolutely.
Like the Phoenix Suns should just draft him now.
That's right.
You know,
No.
everybody needs guys like that.
And there's not a team he can't play for.
That's right.
Because he does everything.
Right.
Right. Watching those games last night, the first game is downright shocking. What happened with the Cavs? You were a game off, Roser. It's
48 minutes, bro. It's okay, bro.
Series. It's game 2.
Okay, there's
game 2 with the Celtics.
Hey, but there's a couple things here. The Cavs have been decidedly miserable at home 2 years, or on the road 2 years running. They got smacked by the Knicks last year, and they got smacked in Orlando in the first round. They never win at home or on the road. And then to pull that off, meanwhile, I had this stat when I was doing with Kevin. The Celtics are 15-15 at home in the playoffs since 2021. That's insane. How?
Because that crowd is crazy.
They're incredible.
The crowd's one of the best crowds
Kevin's
ever.
point, and Kevin covered that team for a long time. He's like, his philosophy is, you look at these other teams, and you look at the ones that like petered out at the end, and you look at the Clippers, and you go, who are their best guys? You inevitably take on the identity of your best players.
The nonchalant,
And
just
it's
going.
that, right?
Well,
And so-
Tatum's starting to get hit a little bit on it now.
and so sometimes you take on the personality of Jimmy Butler.
Yeah.
And sometimes you take, but like you look at the Durant Booker and how they flamed out, and the Clippers and how they flamed out. And it's like, and you watch them and then kind of how they, and it's like a not, like the edge, like that killer instinct. We've got you down 1-0. Now we've got another game at home, and they should be the ones beating them by 30.
They were
Not the other way
13-point
around.
favorites, 37-4 in the regular season at home.
Crazy.
I mean, everyone that playoff
But
wins is by double digits.
I just
too.
say, dude, we had this exact same conversation after game 2 of the Heat series, and then they beat their ass 3
And they
straight.
probably will do something
So,
like that again,
it's
right?
just this, we talked before
Just
the
what
series.
they do.
The Celtics will give you a game or two. Like, they will do it in a series.
That's the problem, though.
The problem is you're going to run into a team where you can't
they
start
lost
giving
to
away
the-
games.
Yeah.
They will do that in the NBA Finals.
Bro, they
that
lost-
will happen in the NBA Finals
But
today.
DeRozan, you could say that. They lost to an 8 seed last year.
Yeah.
That's who
they
they lost
gave
to.
away 4 games.
They gave away 4. It's crazy.
It's Miami. It's a different breed with them.
Jason Tatum was
You know how
outplayed by
Miami is.
Caleb Martin.
No, I do.
You know what I mean?
I think it's time to have that convo about Jason
And
Tatum.
he didn't help himself last night in the post game,
It's
where
about-
he's
No.
like,
It's
he's
about
getting
that time.
defensive. Like,
We're
what
not
do
a super team.
Yeah, what do you
and-
guys expect? Are
And
we
do you
not,
know
are we
what?
not allowed
All-
to lose? You're not allowed to lose by 24 at home.
All these guys, the
Yeah.
Durants and the Tatums and whatever, they all have one thing in common, and that's that Roser loves them. He loves the ninnies.
The Ninny. Shout out Ninny
players.
Gang. Ninny Gang.
Ninny gang.
Ninny Gang, stand up.
gang.
You do really love all the Ninnies, bro.
Yeah.
Except Kai. Kai's cool.
Love Kyrie.
But KD,
Love
Jason
Kawhi,
Tatum.
but Kawhi's not a ninny. He's just always hurt. But he's not a ninny.
Yeah, I mean,
Not at all. Like
on a crutch.
Kawhi's a dog.
Love Paul George.
Love Paul George. He's a
Do
ninny.
like Paul George.
He's on his podcast
There's a
talking about,
type.
if we just made shots, we would have been in the like, shut your ass
Well,
up.
there is part of that, and this was the most insane thing I've heard. So I brought up last night, sometimes I do think about this when I'm watching these games, this Greg Popovich where he was like lamenting what the NBA game has become 2 years ago, and it's easy to just, put up the Simpsons old man yelling at the clouds, meme or whatever. But he said, you can hand me a box score with the way the game is now.
Yeah.
You can hand me a box score. You can look at the 3-point percentage. You can look at the 3-point line, and I'll tell you who won the game. That's what our game is now. And so I mentioned that last night because, of course, they hit 8, and I think Cleveland hit like 13 or something like that, right?
Yeah, 13-28.
Okay. So Kevin went and pulled it. There's been 51 playoff games that have been played. The team that shot the better percentage from 3 is 41-10.
That's unbelievable.
It really is just what the NBA is.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Did you make the threes or did you not make the threes?
Because everybody's going to take them.
That's right.
So who's making them?
And in fairness, Cleveland really changed the way they played. They tried to play like Boston in game 1. That is the difference of the Miami thing. Miami played like Boston and won that way, right? They took a crazy amount of threes and they just made them. Okay? And so it was like, all right, this is our chance. We'll try to muck it up defensively. We're going to take 53s, and we'll see how many we can make. And that's our way to be competitive in this. Okay? And in the end, they couldn't keep playing that way. Cleveland went the exact opposite way, which was in the first game, they took 90 shots in the game. 42 of those shots were threes. That is a crazy percentage for a team that can't really shoot. Right? Yeah. So it's like you tried to do that same thing, which is, all right, this is how we could play with them. And instead, in the second game, they had like 86 shots, something roughly there. 28 were threes. They just started going to the basket. They started playing pick and roll basketball, and they said, you don't have rim protection anymore. Al Horford's there. Next thing you know, Joe Mazzulla, he played Horford and Tillman together. Yeah. I was like, this is gross.
Miami doesn't. Miami did not have Donovan Mitchell either.
But it wasn't just ball screens getting to the rim. It was like transition stuff. Like they wouldn't even get back.
No.
Shout out Karis LeVert,
they were late. It was like lazy stuff.
And then the other thing, and then Mazzulla, his whole press conference was about how almost every coach, this is what was different about him than everybody else, is almost every coach says, you know, we've got to hang our hats on the defensive end. Our defense will then fuel our offense or whatever. And every time he was asked about his defense and their lack of effort and everything else, he's like, it's an execution thing. Our spacing is so bad on offense that then it got us in these situations and it let them get out and go. It was like he every time somebody tried to talk about the percentage that Cleveland shot or their defense, he talked about their offense.
Jaylen Brown talked about their defense.
Yeah.
Jaylen Brown was the one guy
Mazzulla is the only one.
Go pull the Knicks running around the other night and then watch last night's Boston game and see if you see the same level of nothing.
Bro, it's like, I feel like just if you're the dude, bro, like when stuff is going bad, like I make a joke about all the time. Jalen Brunson. If anything's going bad for the Knicks, what does Jalen Brunson do? Give me the ball. Get out the way. I got this, bro. Get the hell out of the way. For the Thunder.
Because he's built that way.
Get out of the way. SGA's like, I got this, bro.
Last night, I was waiting for those moments with SGA, and he delivered every time.
That's what I'm saying. Like, every time. He's like,
he didn't have his buddies come with him.
He's like, I got this. Get out the way. But Tatum don't.
Well, did you see Jay Wright was on a podcast like yesterday maybe talking about Jalen Brunson? It was the obvious question, like, did you see this coming? And he said, no. I did not think Jalen Brunson would be this. But what I did know is that he would be the leader of whatever team he was on. I did not think he would be the best player on a good NBA team. I thought he'd be second best player, third best player, but he'd be the leader. And when the best player was out, then he would have games like this.
If I'm being honest, that is the series, and I'm worried about our. I think that one could flip.
Yeah.
I can see
Anunoby's,
it. I think Anunoby is
he's done.
A massive part of that. They only play 5 guys. And Brunson's questionable because they never said a word about this. It's what ran through my mind when he came back out after halftime. I was thinking to myself, bro, I hope they didn't shoot him up.
Because that'll get you through the half, but that won't get you.
I bet they did.
Jalen
I
Brunson?
bet they did. To get him through.
Yeah, we'll find out.
Because he's that kind of guy.
We'll find out tonight.
And it's like, because his foot was hurt, bro.
We'll find out tonight. But what any, I think, trainer would tell you is that, okay, here's the injury. Here's what it is. We got a better shot at getting him through this next half than we got at getting him to play on Friday night.
That's right.
You know,
That's right.
Got
the adrenaline. We're gonna pop this in there, and we're gonna get him back out there. But actually, then after a day or two, it's like, bro, he's like actually hurt.
Well,
he could play through it for a half, like you were saying.
Yeah.
But like, you're not playing through it for a week.
Right.
And I don't know. I don't know the severity of his injury, but it's a weird thing to have happen. You don't. Most of the time, you don't just leave a game and then be able to come back. And he wasn't particularly favoring the foot. And that's why it ran through my mind. Oh God!
Well,
they shot this dude up. It's numb.
He's just hooping, bro. He's on one leg.
Yeah, well, for whatever it's worth, the series price has come down pretty dramatically. Like it's
and also you see the type of game the Knicks are in. They're playing the Pacers style.
They are running, boy. Get them track shoes on.
Like they have to be. That has to be a mud series. And look, Rick Carlisle's not that big of a bozo. He's going to play TJ McConnell more.
Hey, look, bro.
Hey,
look, I'm trying to win my bet.
Hey,
you feel me?
I laughed so hard this morning when I saw the Rick Carlisle did not get as bad of a fine as I thought he was going to get.
No, with $35,000.
35 grand. But I did see somebody post that they sent in whatever it was. They sent in 78 calls or whatever sent in a video of 78 calls, and they sent him back a bill.
Come on, bro.
For $35,000.
I mean, he was like legitimately very publicly questioning the integrity of the league.
Yes, we're a small market. They're a big market. This is bogus. The other thing is, though Devin struggled with the math yesterday, there have only been 96 minutes played.
There we go.
78 is so extreme.
Yeah, that's like every play,
didn't
bro.
Say there's like 20 crucial missed calls, which are possible. Like there's 20 that we have like a big problem with. 78.
First off,
it's almost like I would just roll my eyes at you. I mean,
first off, if you
bro.
it's just sending somebody 78 calls is like writing somebody a long email
or a long text. I'm like, no, I'm good. That's cute.
Like, if you want to make sure I delete your email,
that's cute.
Email me out of the blue. I don't know who you are, and make it long, buddy. Just I don't need this.
It's like that meme. What is it like?
I'm sorry.
Sorry that happened to you.
Yeah.
I'm happy that happened to you, but I ain't
reading all that.
No, for real.
That's what the NBA said.
Yes. That's exactly right.
Carlisle, also give us $35,000.
If you send in 5 plays, it's like, all right, let's look at these.
Yeah.
You send in 78, it's like, I can't look at 78 different things.
And then, like we were talking about the 3 thing, you might be able to look at that next game the same way. Dallas was on fire, and there was a real part of me that was going, bro, this PJ Washington's on his Rui Hachimura. I've lived this. Like where you sat there and you game planned, and you're like, we're gonna have to live with something. We'll live with the PJ Washington 3s.
And Josh Green.
And then he never misses, and it's like, what the hell? Like, really? It's literally what happened with Hachimura against us last year. It's like, all right, LeBron and AD aren't killing us. Are you serious right now?
Yeah.
How is the guy that shoots 30% making everything he takes? And PJ Washington, it was target practice.
Knock it down. Then Tim Hardaway in the third quarter, cooking a little bit.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah.
And shout out Kyrie, bro.
Those two, because the other one's like, I mean, the Derrick Jones Jr. stuff at the rim, and more importantly, I have never seen anyone miss more shots that are within 6 inches of the basket than Derrick Lively.
Oh my God,
bro! To be that tall, bro. Yeah, there's no excuse, bro. It's like my homie on 2K.
Kyrie might have had 20 assists if Derrick Lively could fit.
Have you ever seen a guy that big? And he was playing against the Arkansas Jalen Williams, right?
Yes, yes.
So he's ahead. And he's head and shoulders above this guy.
You just reach up.
Dude, I think he ended 1 for 7.
Yes, 1 for 7 from the field.
you never shoot outside of 1 foot?
He was not good at Duke. Like, not good at all.
And he's just been a finisher for them.
Yeah.
He has had a very good rookie season.
Yeah, like your job is to catch lobs and finish around the rim.
Did he make all rookie? Have they named
they haven't announced it yet. Trust me, I'm tapped in on that part because we might have some. I pray.
Is Gigi going to make second team?
He better make second team. He better be on second team.
Or what?
Or what?
Yeah, what are you going to do?
What do you mean, or what?
What do you do?
What do you mean,
What are you
am I
going to
gonna
do? Put up a meme?
Sneak this on Twitter?
Yeah, that's all I got on my ammo right. Yeah, I'm going to put up a meme.
It's
you
not the
snub
worst.
Gigi.
That's not the worst thing.
Yeah, it's not the worst thing.
Being snubbed is not the worst thing.
But he already got
just adds fuel to the fire.
You don't want to add fuel to the fire.
We already got fuel on the fire. He was drafted 45th. What else fuel you need?
We know.
He's walking around with 45 in the shits every
He's
day.
got in that 45 and then a little gas tank and fire emoji.
By the way, that jersey was starting to become a bestseller towards the end of the season. By the way,
Gigi.
I saw a lot of 45s in the arena.
45 is a good number.
For what it's worth, my kids met him and loved him.
Oh, yeah.
They met him and
He's
loved
the
him.
best, bro. Shout out
like
Gigi.
they talk about him now, like they talk about Desmond Bain and Jerry Jackson.
He became the low-key kids fan favorite because my daughter is the biggest Jaren Jackson fan ever, and she was like, my friend Harper, we were talking about the Grizzlies last night, and I was like, oh yeah, and she's like, her favorite player is Gigi Jackson, and I was like, oh really? And she's like, and there's a lot of people in my grade that love Gigi Jackson.
Right.
You know why too? If I've watched him do this a lot of times, and I've followed him when he do it. When he sees a kid in the stands, Gigi, he runs up to him. I've seen him multiple times. What's your name? I'm Gigi.
Right.
And the kid's like, I'm Troy. He's like, I'm Gigi. Nice to meet you. You want me to sign something?
It does feel like
And
he could
you know
fall
what I'm saying?
into that line. Did you see the NBA put up last night? I stayed away from it just because I didn't want to either respond to people or see any kind of. I just didn't. Sometimes you just want to tweet something. But I almost retweeted the NBA one, and it was like Shai Gilgeous before the game or whatever, and there he was. He was standing on that side of the lower bowl,
doing the
and he
thing.
was signing every single autograph.
Yep.
And the NBA like posted it and was like Shai Gilgeous, whatever. And I almost reposted it and mentioned you telling us that every game he does that. Like every time you've been there, before every game, there is like a full section of people that are waiting there to try to get Shai Gilgeous, and he goes through every one of them.
Right.
Like he like plans his workout and sets aside 25 minutes before every game. Like he just was second in MVP.
Yeah, I can.
And signs every single thing there.
Every single
Like I have
autograph.
Crazy.
I have a Mark McGuire autograph because he would do that at Busch Stadium.
Yeah.
You know, and I was there as a
kid.
college whatever.
Yeah.
And like, if you want people to like you, that's a great way to do it.
Interact with them.
Like just. If
But
you
I mean,
just-
every game is
I know, but
wild.
if you just
Wild.
decided 20 minutes
Yep.
every game, so 41 times a year at home,
Yep.
I'm going to take these 20 minutes and I'm going to make sure these people love me.
Yep.
That's probably a good way to spend 20 minutes.
Yeah. I mean, SGA every single game. So it was like NBA put that up there, and it was like what I wanted to express was he's not doing this because the NBA has a camera there.
Exactly. Or that
'Cause
I'm
the NBA
second.
had no camera there
Right.
for the friggin' Timmy Allen Grizzlies. That would
Right.
definitely say, I promise you. Hey, man, we're lucky there was even a camera in the arena.
Right.
I mean,
And I was barely there. We talked about 50.
but that has a real impact on young people, especially.
For
Like my
sure.
kids still like talk about Mike Conley because he was nice to them.
Right.
They like think of Mike Conley as like, I love Mike Conley. Why do you love Mike Conley? Because he was nice to me that one time.
That's right.
You know, like
That
it really
one
just
time.
yeah.
Oh, that's the Haley thing. My daughter. I introduced her to Jaren before a game, and I said, "Hey, Jaren, this is my daughter Haley. She's really wanted to meet you." And she runs up to him and she goes, "You're my favorite." And he said, "Come here," and gave her a huge hug. And he goes, "You're my favorite."
There you go.
She'd take a bullet for him.
That's right.
That's
You know
all
what
it
I mean?
takes, man.
She has a shrine in her room.
Oh, yeah.
To Jaren Jackson, like crap she's drawn, pictures, all this kind of stuff. She's made like YouTube mixtape type looking things, like for her little videos she makes. It's like
Like
That's all it
Oliver
takes,
still
bro.
That's all it does.
That's all
You
it
know what,
takes.
Oliver? The jersey he rocks more than any other one? DeAnthony Melton's.
Yep.
You know
Shout out Melt Dog.
Yeah, because like we were at AutoZone Park one time,
And DeAnthony Melton.
and DeAnthony Melton like took Oliver to get ice cream. You know, it was like, hey, you want some ice cream? I want some ice cream. Come with me. And I was like, all right, yeah, go with DeAnthony. He'll get it for you. And like Oliver will love DeAnthony Melton forever.
And you know what's crazy? You mentioning that name. You want to talk about a name that never got mentioned of them being without that would have been a massive help against the Knicks.
Yeah, Melton.
Oh, Melt Dog.
He
yeah.
never played.
To guard Jalen Brunson. Yeah.
That's a useful player
Yeah.
in that Knicks series. He's exactly the kind of guy you need when Josh Hart is torpedoing headfirst into. The Josh Hart thing, averaging like 17 rebounds is crazy.
Yeah.
And that's just 100% effort.
Yeah, he's just out there trying harder than everybody else.
I try harder, and he plays 48 minutes.
I respect it.
To do it.
And he's like, yo, bro, there's people out here that wake up at 6 a.m. every morning. They work a 15-hour shift. I'm playing basketball.
Right.
I have no excuse.
Well, there was-
I saw that quote. I was like,
Well,
you know what?
Well, did
you
you
got
see,
a point, my
there was
guy.
another, was it Jalen Williams, the Thunder's Jalen Williams?
Yeah.
The quote, you see this quote?
Uh-uh.
Because he's always, I don't know him. But
Always smiling?
He's always happy and
He is
smiling.
always smiling.
And they were like, yo, like you just carry yourself with such a joyful presence. Like, what is the key to that? And he said, I make millions of dollars playing basketball. What would I be mad about?
Hey,
and I like that is not an approach to life I could subscribe to because I'm just mad all the time. But like
You're more like Luka. I didn't want to fight the Mavs fans, but last night I had a tweet, and it's one of those where you just like delete it. I was like, bro, has there ever been a more upset basketball player than this guy? He's never happy.
Yo, he's always mad.
He's always
F you,
mad.
F you,
Dude,
F
He
you.
makes a big shot and he's freaking mad. Somebody else makes a shot and he's bitching at the ref. It's like he's constantly upset.
Bro, didn't he fall down and get hurt? Then he came down, hit a step back three, and he was still
The next
mad.
possession, and it's like
The
Still mad.
only thing that could break his will was
The porn
that
video.
porno thing getting played in the background.
By the way, watch out. Hey, that's
y'all
happened.
gotta be careful. Y'all
That's
gotta
happened to
close
me
your
before.
tabs. Y'all gotta
Close
learn
the
to close
tab.
That's
your tab.
happened?
Bro, yes, bro. Like I've had people over to my house, and like I forgot like that was on my Safari. And I opened it, and I was like, oh, shit. They were like, bro, you good? I'm like, bro, my bad, bro.
Here's one.
I was like, my bad, bro.
So this so that was. Is it a media member that did not get called out?
Either somebody's Safari was open or somebody opened Twitter, because Twitter porn gets people now, too. Twitter porn is a thing.
Twitter porn is wild.
Twitter porn is a wild play. You didn't get caught by Twitter porn yet?
No.
Oh, Twitter porn is a. Oh,
I have. I think maybe I have the what's it called on?
What, the privacy, the safety?
Because I don't see them.
Oh,
I went through a phase.
No, like I get the ones. So I get the bots.
Yeah.
But it's if you were to look at mine, I guarantee you, whatever I've tweeted last, there'll be one underneath there.
Right.
But it's never what's it called? It's always like blacked out.
Oh, yeah.
So what do I have? Do I have a setting
Oh,
on
the
there?
blank and bio
you gotta fix your
comments?
settings.
Yeah, you got a setting on, yeah.
Yeah, you got kid settings.
I did.
Sometimes sometimes you would just scroll on like a daily, like a 10 a.m. day, and you just might see some action going on the timeline.
I'm gonna show you. I'll show you what it looks like, because it will for sure be. It's under like almost every post, and it'll be like my nudes. Or
I know what
whatever.
you're talking about. Yeah,
but it's always just a blank thing.
It's a bot.
It's X'd out. No, it says content restricted.
Used to on Twitter.
So do you guys just not have content restricted?
Man, I ain't restricted.
No,
Nothing.
we're restricted.
Baby, I'm trying to see everything. I'm trying to see everything.
Because you'll just. Bro,
There ain't nothing on the internet I don't want to see.
Like, no, Vernon,
I'm trying to see it
you'll
all.
open Twitter,
I should probably
bro,
take that
and
back.
you'll.
Yeah, you probably take
Okay,
that.
there is stuff on
right.
the internet I don't want to see.
I guess it's content restricted.
Yeah.
So
Sometimes
I
you'll
must
open.
have some setting on.
You're an amateur.
Yeah.
You ain't seeing all the good
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
I don't want to see it.
You ain't seeing all
I
the
know.
good stuff.
Sometimes you'll open.
What good can become of that?
I don't know.
Just don't hit the like button.
No,
We
in all
good.
seriousness, on Twitter, used to like if the only way you'd see porn, the only way I'd see porn on Twitter is like if you had to go look for it. Now it's just there.
Oh, it's
For people
everywhere.
that don't know what
this
we're
doesn't
talking
happen
about.
on my timeline either. I'm
All
with
right.
you. It doesn't just pop up. Like,
All
no.
right, so for the
Devin, they just targeting us.
algorithms.
They targeting us.
I mean, I've seen the comments before. Like, if I've tweeted something and then it gets like X amount of retweets or whatever, I've gotten the blank and bio comments,
Explain
and I
this,
just
'cause
block
people
those.
might think me
But,
and
like,
GP are wild
for everybody
boys.
that-
just scroll the timeline.
For everybody that doesn't know what we're talking about, last night, they may have it down there. If you guys have it, Jalen, Luka Doncic was at the post-game press conference, and in the background you can hear a, and I thought maybe it was like somebody in the room next door, or maybe there was like you were hearing it through a vent or something. Like I didn't. My initial reaction was not that was like. Because I didn't think it would be loud.
You thought two people were doing it at
Yes!
the Paycom Center
In Oklahoma City?
right after the game?
Yes.
That's crazy.
It's Oklahoma City. It's Oklahoma
That's
City,
what
bro.
I thought, too.
They not. No, bro. It's
My
Oklahoma City.
immediate
They-
reaction was, "Oh my God, who's doing it?"
My
not-
immediate reaction was somebody just accidentally played porn.
Exactly.
In a
They
press
were in the
conference.
weight room and somebody make a mistake and hit the wrong button.
Here's
So
the-
then anyways, it starts and it's so loud, you can audibly hear it on the press conference, and Luka's face turns like bright red, and it's the only time I haven't seen him upset. He couldn't believe it.
Here's an old recruiting story. So like this is
We were
30 years
overshot,
old.
here we
so,
go.
Here we go.
just our sharing the ball and our energy was great.
Okay, moving on.
We were overshot, so just our sharing
Dude,
the
how
ball and our energy was
embarrassing would
great.
that be
Because then everybody's looking
if
at
that
it.
was your phone? But that's
It's
why
just like when you see these professors and they're sharing their screen,
Oh, that. Ooh.
and it's like you just left the tab open.
I've done it before where I've like somebody. I was trying to show somebody where I bought something.
Oh, that's tough.
And somebody's like, "Yo, where'd you get that shirt from?" And I'm like, "I got it from this website." And I open Safari, and I forget the last thing on Safari I looked at was that. And I'm like, "Oh, wait, my bad."
No, that's tough. You get the IT people
He
coming.
does not close out the porn tab. Like,
No,
how do
okay, I'm with you on that
forget
one.
to
But here's, as long as we're just
first
speaking,
thing you do.
just as long as we're just talking amongst friends here, like
And
IT
everybody
person,
else.
IT person, because like you got to sit down, got to do something with your computer, and I'm like, I'm sweating. I'm like, yeah, why don't you just tell me what to do? All right?
Give me the
every
instructions.
first letter just put something down.
Letter. I mean, if you tell this story, it's like I got to talk to him first. I'm like, all right, tell me exactly what you're going to type. And he's like, well, the first thing I got to do is type photos. So I'm going to go, no, we're not liking photos. We're not hitting P. All right? There's no chance I'm letting you hit the letter P on my keyboard.
I wondered if it was some cruel joke for when Elon Musk did X.
It might be, bro.
I think because he's like that kind of. Why would he do that?
Because you can't type X on my phone.
It's
at
like
all.
X.com.
Yeah.
Nah, man, you ain't hitting P on my computer. Yeah. You ain't hitting X on my computer. And there's probably a few other letters.
Yeah.
You touch it.
Sticky letters, baby.
Yeah.
Them letters sticky as hell.
gosh.
But no, that's probably what that was, bro. Like Twitter is probably either Twitter porn or like just.
Yeah, so here's an old recruiting story, like 30 years ago, whatever. Yeah. I won't tell you the coaches, but it's two high-profile coaches. One was the head coach, one was an assistant coach. They go on a recruiting visit. They're in somebody's house. Back when they have VCRs, and it's like you know they tell the family to come over and all gather in the living room, and then it's like and we got a tape we want to show you, like, you know, some promotional video, and we're going to play that in this VCR. And they were like, cool. And so he handed it to the dude, and the brother or somebody was supposed to be setting it all up, and they're like, he just didn't set it up. And so then the mom goes over and hits like play on the VCR, and it's straight hardcore porn.
Oh, no.
Yo.
Right? I had a coach tell me the story.
Yo.
He was like, so we were sitting in this living room, and it's just on, like it's,
Oh, no.
and we don't know what we like.
There's nothing. I can't imagine the awkwardness.
We did a series.
Who is the media member? How does that not get ratted out? You would know. We would know in a
That
press
looked like a
conference.
weight room situation.
Huh?
It looked like a weight room situation. Like if that's like a weight.
Connected to the Bluetooth.
Yeah, somebody's in the weight room. It's
speakers.
connected to Bluetooth, and they made a mistake and hit the.
So it's probably a player.
Sorry, a player. It had to be a player.
Or if they did it on purpose is even funny.
To mess with Luka?
Yes.
It's Derek Lively.
We did a series
He'd
one
hit
time.
the wrong button.
Bluetooth it gets you.
We did a series one time on crazy recruiting stories. There was one story: coaches visited a kid. They're pulling out of the driveway, ran over the dog. That one.
Oh
Had
my
another coach
God.
tell me that he, I think maybe
Did
Jeff
they-
Goodman got this one. Said we were on a recruiting visit. I had to go to the bathroom. Went to the bathroom, flooded it. He's on a recruiting visit.
disaster.
It's a
Yeah,
disaster.
that's embarrassing.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's bad. It's, yeah,
That's tough.
It's tough out there.
It's
Yeah,
tough
it's
out there.
tough
Watch
out
out.
there.
Hey, unprivate your phone, bro.
Why?
So you can see the wonderful world there
You
is.
need to-
want to see
You need to see what we're seeing.
We see a lot, bro.
We see a lot.
Then y'all got creepy Twitter.
Yeah, y'all set
Y'all
up
got
for
creepy
creepy.
Twitter.
We got
I
set up
don't
for
like that
creepy
version.
Twitter is wild now. That For You tab.
Oh, that's what I'm saying, bro. That's where it gets you.
That
I
For You
never
tab.
click on that.
You do the following, just straight following. Oh, the For You tab is where that's where it gets you.
I don't want to see
Because you'll scroll and be like,
Oh.
oh.
Well, that's how they know you. So I don't think mine would look like that anyway.
I saw a guy get shot in the head on the For You tab.
What the hell you got going on?
I mean, just like I'm like, what? I'm
Look,
asked for this.
Look, I'll change it over real quick.
I just got a lot of Drake jokes on mine right now.
Hey, I'll
Drake
tell you,
jokes.
Jack, I'll tell you the first 10 posts on my For You.
Okay, give it to me.
It's a basically Drew Holiday sucks in the playoffs post, like about his scores and everything. It is Luka's press conference is interrupted by sex. The Pelicans are not expected to re-sign Jonas Valanciunas. Golf is the fabric of our existence. I've never shoot a free throw or make it's some kind of Josh Hart quote. Shaq talking about the 50 Cent of the NBA will make his last response when he wakes up from his nap or something. I don't know, whatever. Oh, okay. He dropped a diss track. Then there's some post about somebody using fake weights. There's a Netflix ad. There's a Callaway golf ad.
Sounds like a lot.
There's a.
That does not sound like fun
There's
at
a
all.
Brandon Ingram is expected to be traded.
You got boring Twitter.
Yeah, I got like Meg Thee Stallion twerking, Sexy Red's bent over in front of 42 Doug. Yeah, I got a lot of mine as well.
I'm seeing how far I got to scroll down before it is something on my For You that is like weird.
Yeah,
I don't really have anything weird on
You
here.
say weird, we say just a day, another day in Twitter.
Just another day. I see some wild stuff.
I've got a lot of that.
I've been questioning things sometimes on that For You tab. You spend too much time on that For You tab, you start questioning some stuff.
Yeah, because it caters right to your needs, boy. I tell you.
How is this for me? How's this for me? It's a Dwight Howard post. Dwight Howard posted a picture of himself in a fedora, and it says, "Coach Howard, I'll have them Lakers right." Why do you think I'm interested in what Dwight Howard has to say about anything?
That For You tab.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, bro.
Mine's not that interesting.
Turn your privacy settings off. Turn your like.
You ain't living.
Yes, I am.
I'm telling you,
I am living.
You're gonna open that joint one day. You're gonna be like,
you guys are gonna get caught in a press
conference. I knew this gonna happen.
And then you guys are gonna say it's Twitter.
I knew this. That's
always what you say.
I knew this was gonna happen to him. Have a couple kids, move to the suburbs. Now you ain't even. Now you ain't even living.
Now I got my privacy.
I didn't
even know I had them on.
You got a nerd has privacy settings on himself.
I don't.
What are you so worried about?
It's just I guess it's restricted. Like,
it's definitely restricted. If your things
content restrictions.
Yeah, if you turn your if you see like a blank screen on like the porn videos, yeah, that means your content restrictions are on.
Yeah, man.
You can go to settings and privacy.
Bro, don't do it on the work computer, bro.
What is it restricting that I would want to see? Nothing.
I mean,
it might also be on our family setting. I'm not kidding.
Oh, that's another one.
I'm not kidding.
That's another one.
It might be on our family because I have.
You got to be careful with the family settings.
No, I have content restrictions on the kids.
Oh yeah, of course,
for sure.
Yeah, of course.
No, but
so it might be on mine as well. I don't know.
Yeah, but sometimes you got to be careful with the family sharing because people jump on a different computer and suddenly my Google searches are in there.
Yo. Oh no, I'm kind of scared of what you. I know I'm wild. I'm scared of what you be googling, bro.
I don't know. Gary's computer seems like I don't know.
I Google anything that pops into my head that's legal. Anything that pops
into
my head that's
legal.
legal.
The real sticky keys.
I ain't getting that, but I Google some stuff sometimes.
Hey, shout out to the Bill Street Flippers.
We gotta take a break. Have a great weekend.
Sometimes
Gary.
I Google some stuff.
I know you do. We'll be back into this.
I think we have the college basketball title futures. UConn's #1.
I really like Houston. I'd have them winning it all, but you can't be giving Drake jerseys. What is wrong with you?
Maybe the Drake curse is stronger in college basketball.
How long has he been riding with Kentucky?
He wore an Alabama jersey and Saban retired.
The Odds Couple with Rob Fisher, Lang Whitaker, John Roser, and CJ Hurt live Thursdays at 2 p.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Now for a limited time, the new $1.99 crispy tender wraps are here at Sonic. Who could deny a crispy chicken tender with bold flavors like hickory barbecue and cheesy Baja? And we can't forget the crisp lettuce and melty cheese to make the perfect bite. Wrap yourself up with some TLC, tender, love, and chicken for only $1.99. Sonic $1.99 crispy tender wraps. Tax not included, limited time only at participating Sonic drive-ins.
Take your fandom to the next level with the official Grizzlies app. Go all access and behind the scenes.
It's got to be heavy defense. That's where it starts for us.
Personalized to where you are and who you are. Get easy access to ticketing, the game day guide, and your own app customization right at your fingertips. Upgrade your experience and download the Grizzlies app today.
Let's talk about MVPs.
Let's do it. I went with the Joker.
Oh my God, Nikola freaking Jokic.
Every time I watch him play, I am so impressed.
I'm obsessed with him.
Yeah.
Everything he does works. He can pass, he can shoot, he can rebound, he can drive, he can defend. He can do everything.
He can lead the fast break, and he's 7-1.
IMHO with Lang Whitaker and me, Kelsey Wright Johnson, on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Funny thing about gas, people constantly complain about the price of gas. Those same people that will complain about paying $2.80 for a gallon of gas
will drive right around the corner. Yeah,
$9 for a cup this big.
Yep, I am people.
Can you believe these gas prices? Give me a $12 cup of coffee.
I am those people.
It's wild out there, man.
The Gary Parrish Show, live weekdays at 10 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
I will take High School Musical with my fifth and final pick because it is a sports movie, you do got to get your head in the game. I love High School Musical. I love musicals. Sports and musicals can coexist in this beautiful world. What a beautiful, beautiful movie. Even though High School Musical 1 is not even the best of the High School Musicals.
Tune in to the Jessica Benson Show with CJ Hurt live every weekday at 8 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. When it's all on the line, you turn to the strong, the stable, the unwavering. To those with a history of raising their performance, to meet the moment. It's true in basketball. It's true in banking. Grizzlies Checking from Pinnacle. Play hard. Bank easy. Open a Grizzlies checking account with at least $100 and a recurring direct deposit by January 12th, and you could receive a $200 direct deposit bonus into your account and be entered into our Grizmas drawing. Details at grizzliesbanking.com. Member FDIC.
LifeCare Ambulance is proud to be an official partner of the Memphis Grizzlies and FedEx Forum. At LifeCare, they wear their hearts with pride. Their passion is their people. They want you to love what you do and where you do it. Their employee-driven culture encourages a healthy work-life balance and supportive work environment. They invest in your success and well-being so that you can provide the best care for the patients that they serve. Join the incredible team of EMTs and paramedics in Memphis, Nashville, and across the nation today. Learn more at lifecareamb.com.
Heart Royal Flush Tour 2024. November 14th, FedEx Forum. A journey through the hits and timeless classics. The iconic band returns with special guests. Jason Bonham's Led Zeppelin Evening. Tickets on sale now at heart-music.com. Heart with Jason Bonham's Led Zeppelin Evening. Produced by AEG Presents. Nate Bargatze, the Be Funny Tour.
I mean, Chuck E. Cheese is rough. I don't know if you've been there in a while. They look like they're trying to go to business and they can't.
All new material.
They filed for bankruptcy and they're still open. They called Blockbuster and they're like, how do you get out? We want out.
Nate Bargatze, Friday, May 31st, FedEx Forum. Tickets available at FedEx Forum box office or Ticketmaster.com. Produced by Outback Presents. Nate Bargatze, the Be Funny Tour.
Welcome back to the Chris Vernon Show on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app, presented by Caesars Sportsbook. Now, back to your host, Chris Vernon.
Yeah, I'm out the way, yeah, I'm low, okay. Yeah, the island right here is remote, okay. I ain't thinking about no reaper. I'm reaping what I sow, okay. Got a Benjamin and a Jackson all in my house, like I'm Joe, okay. Hellcat, met his homeboys in them types LA solo, okay. Everybody wanna be demon till they get chipped by your throwaway. And I might do a show a day. Once a lame, always a lame. Oh, you thought.
All right, we're back. Chris Vernon Show. Show's always brought to you by Caesars Sportsbook. You can go to your app store, you can type in Caesars Sportsbook, and you can download it for free. You can use it legally in the state of Tennessee. And new users get up to $1,000 back as a bonus bet if you lose your first wager using the code GCM1000. GCM1000. 2 games tonight?
2 games tonight. We got Pacers Knicks game 3 from wherever the hell they play in Indianapolis.
Conseco is what we're all going to know, but that's
anymore.
Banker's Life?
Gainsbridge Fieldhouse.
Yes.
Oh, I thought, what's Banker's Life?
That's what it used to be.
It used to be Banker's
It
Life.
was Conseco, then Banker's Life?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
I miss the old days of Market Square Arena. Shout out to Reggie Miller and Dale and Antonio
Tell you this,
Davis.
back in the
Austin
day,
Crosher.
And the dunking Dutchman Rick Smits.
back in the day, I believe the only facility I've ever been to when I was in college, me and my father took a weekend trip up to Indianapolis to go watch the Cowboys play against the Colts. This is when Deion Sanders was playing for the Cowboys. That's how long ago this was. RCA Dome was the only place I've been to in Indianapolis, and you want to talk about a dump. Holy mackerel. That place was awful. Awful. RCA Dome was terrible. But I remember that the trip very, very fondly. It was a huge game. The Madden Cruiser was there. I remember watching John Madden walk out of like his Madden Cruiser because, he would never fly anywhere. He would take this huge RV all around the country.
Really?
Oh, yeah. He never flew.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
So he had this. It was called the Madden Cruiser. It had his face on the side. Super cool. And so we're outside. We're gonna be walking towards the game, and I saw him walk. I still have a picture of it somewhere. But anyways, that RCA dome. But I've never been to their arena. People still to this day absolutely love that place as a basketball arena.
It's a dope basketball.
When we were the same people that built it. Tried to, there's a lot of elements of FedEx Forum that was the hot one at the time when FedEx Forum was built. And so there were some mistakes that were made in terms of the amount of seats that are down low versus the amount of seats that are up top in FedEx Forum. But there are a lot of the elements of Conseco Fieldhouse that were used in order to make FedEx Forum. All right, the point is there's a line on this game tonight, and Jalen Brunson is banged up, and OG Anunoby has been ruled out. So I will say the Pacers are actually going to be a bigger favorite than what I would have suspected.
Yep.
I'll say 5.5.
7.5.
Oh, wow.
7.5. Pacers.
That makes me think that Brunson may not go.
Yeah.
If Brunson doesn't go, Indiana's going to beat them by 30. How are they going to score?
Heart of a champion.
You said how the
without Anunoby, without Brunson, dude, the Pacers will kill them.
The two people y'all said just dribble the ball.
No, it's 7.5. So maybe who knows? That's why I tell you. And again, there have been no.
And I think the officials are going to go Indiana's way.
There's been no reporting on this. The guy went out of the game. The guy came back and didn't look particularly hobbled. And they're saying he's questionable because of a foot. Makes me worry that he got shot up.
Yeah.
That's
just to get to the half.
Just to get to keep playing, and then the reality of the reality of the situation sets in. Because he hurt his foot.
Yeah, the foot ain't no joke.
And so
you run on that.
Right. I hope they didn't.
Yeah.
I hope they didn't just shoot him up to get him through because
it's his decision.
I got you. He's a dog too.
He is
but the other thing is he wasn't favoring it.
No. He was playing like he was just normal Jalen Brunson.
Right. And so then it's but then he's questionable for the next one, and there is scuttlebutt that he may, they don't really know. They're not 100% he's going to be available.
Yeah.
That's weird because Luka trips and Luka looks down the court 4 or 5 times.
Right.
Nuggets T-Wolves game 3 from the Target Center.
It's gonna be.
It's still the Target Center, right?
Oh, it's talking about Minnesota. Yeah,
it's still the Target Center.
You think that place is gonna be rowdy,
bro?
Woo!
Lowest ticket right now, $250. Our homie that works up there.
That's the deck.
The top deck. He said he can't even get in there, bro. Can't even get in the building.
$250. Man. Can you imagine possibly being more excited about a basketball team than they are right now, though? I mean,
that's what I'm saying, bro.
I mean, when you're up 2-0 on the defending champs.
Yeah, that place is going to be
You've got look, if we're them, if you're them, you're going, we're winning the title.
Mm-hmm.
This is the team that we got beat.
Yeah.
And I just watched Dallas and Oklahoma City, and I just watched the Celtics, and I just watched the Knicks, and I saw the Knicks got a guy already out, and I watched the Pacers, and so and the Cavs are the other team. If I'm a Minnesota fan, I would think I'm winning the title.
Yep.
Today. Now,
like you wake up this morning, you feel like very good about yourself.
I'll say they're. Oh man, it may be higher than I think. I'll say 5.5. Is it higher?
Lower.
It is.
Oh really?
Yeah, it's lower.
Oh, so this is real respect for the defending champs.
Mm-hmm.
4?
Lower.
It's
half a point lower. 3.5.
It's 4 at a couple places. It's 3.5 at more places.
Okay, that would worry.
You can get it both.
No, that would worry me.
Because it feels like everybody's going to be on Minnesota at that number.
No,
everybody's going to be on Minnesota at that number.
That they will.
Yeah.
That would worry me.
Did you see the other night?
If I just keeping up with gambling.
If you were a Timberwolves fan?
For sure. I would be worried that we're 3.5. Now again, I'm not saying that the game's going to play this way. I'm telling you, that feels like a trap.
Did you see the other night, game 2?
You know what I mean?
The most bet prop the other night for game 2 was Anthony Edwards over. It was either 27.5 or 28 points exactly. He hit 27.
Well, they're going to be on Gobert's ass if they lose.
Yeah, they are.
Right?
Go take care of that baby.
Right?
Yeah,
Go
bro.
back take care of that
bro.
baby.
We're gonna put the man on leave.
Like, you can't lose if you have, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you gotta come
Can
out.
you imagine coming back into the lineup after that? You just gave up 80 without him?
Yeah.
And then, and it may not be his fault. You know Jokic is going to be super aggressive.
Oh yeah, from the tip.
Just won
Murray's
the MVP.
the one.
Just won the MVP. Everybody's been busting their ass. Look, they got a great coach. And look, that team, I said this with Kevin last night. Any other team I'd have buried. And I won't, because I've done podcasts where we've buried them multiple times. They were buried against Utah. They're down 3-1. They were buried against the Clippers. They're down 3-1. Like, I seen that team be down 3-1. We're talking about their offseason, and the next thing you know, they're moving on.
Yeah.
Like, they have that. They've been in what appears to be no possibility situations before. Because you don't come back from that.
No.
And they've done it multiple times when they have looked like we are facing a team that just we're not going to be able to beat.
I don't worry about Jokic. It's Murray.
Yeah,
Murray was
Murray's-
not right in the Lakers series either. He did not shoot well in the Lakers series. He just had 2 crazy game winners, and he's not shot the ball well
But
here.
there is a sample size of what he is.
Yes.
Just it. You know what the great reminder of that was? Luka last night.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
I can't. He was Dylan Brooks in that first game. And honestly, there were several games throughout that Clipper series where he was not in no great shakes. He came out last night, had 16 points in the first quarter, and was making all those threes. And I was like, oh, constant reminder. This guy's like one of the best players on the planet.
But we see Luka act like a prick all the time on the court and like then be awesome even after he has a bad game. Like, I've never seen Jamal Murray act like that on the court. Like,
they all lost composure.
They did. They're
really
rattled, bro.
Who are the refs tonight? That's going to be an interesting one.
Let me see if I can find it. Really
Because the NBA usually post it.
Yeah, they do. Hang on.
Game
Referee
3,
assignments.
Nuggets.
If I'm pulling it up, it will.
I got you, bro.
They have a Twitter account.
Brothers Tiven and John Goebel.
Jason
my
Goebel.
God.
It's Jason Goebel, not
Jason
John.
Goebel, my bad.
Jason Goebel.
But they're both terrible.
Yeah. Tony Brothers.
Brothers has obviously been around for 100 years.
And then the alternate is Ray Acosta, and that's the one kicked out Ja.
Mm-hmm.
And you think he kicked out somebody else this year, too, for a ridiculous thing. Knicks Pacers, it's James Capers. That's an interesting one. Capers is interesting because the Pacers have been bitching about all the calls. Capers is the referee that Zach Randolph got fined for when we played the Rockets down in Houston. And we're just taking it. But, dude, James Harden went to the free throw line like 30 times in the game.
That game.
And Zach was like, we all saw it. It's freaking refs. Like, anytime you touch them, they call the foul, and they got to the free throw line a million times. Bring in James Capers
Indiana's
to right the
getting
ship
calls,
for Indiana.
bro.
Yeah,
They're
bro.
gonna get calls.
You can't send an essay of video and not
They're
get
getting
calls.
calls tonight.
I hope Denver wins tonight because I don't want this series to be like this.
I thought, again, a lot of people have talked about, like, could this be a sweep? And it may end up being.
It might.
When I gave my opinion last night to Kevin, I said, I think, to me, what seems most likely is that they split in Minnesota. Denver wins 5 in Denver. And then in 6, they probably get closed out. Because you're probably not winning a game 6 on the road in Minnesota. Right?
That's a tough one.
That's what I would get. If I had to guess right now, so it still ends up going 6 games, but that's how it goes 6 games.
I do wonder this. If Minnesota does...
They're not sweeping them,
That's
are
what I'm
they?
saying, though.
Yeah,
But
that's
what if they
disrespectful.
do...
I don't think- I can't.
I'm just saying, what if they do... Phoenix doesn't look so bad now. Like, maybe this team's just a freaking juggernaut right now. You know? Like,
I can't see them sweeping the defending champs, bro. When you got 15 on the one
I don't
side,
need- I mean-
he'll give you. You know, what I'm
Everybody
saying?
is buried and left the Nuggets for dead, though.
Yeah.
Yes.
You get one
And
home
it's
run
just
effort
like
from.
Tim Conley has built the team that's their antidote. This is a...
Maybe so. And we'll see. Yeah.
No, I'm excited for this game tonight.
I want Denver to
I
win
really
because I
don't know.
want this to be a long series.
Yeah,
Like,
because
I want this-
I think we're gonna have 2 in the West. It'll be a long
I
series.
want Denver to win both of these games.
Well, especially when I told you I thought that this felt like this felt like the West Finals. I do think these are the 2 best teams. Luka's the only thing that could throw a wrench in it. That's how it felt from the very beginning.
Yeah, healthy Luka, because he worries me when you start doing when you do like the limping around.
He's not
and
peak of power.
You know what I'm saying? The limping
No,
around. Like I'm just like, yo.
And he's clearly not at his apex.
Yeah.
And he looks heavier. He does.
He does look heavier. He does look a little.
He looks like he would.
A little chunky out there.
He looks like he would not look good with his shirt off.
Big dad bod. Hey, shout out Kyrie though, bro. I know people like you see 9 points on the stat sheet, but like
he did everything else.
Everything
he had
else,
11
bro.
assists.
The winning plays, bro.
Yeah,
offensive rebounds.
He had at least 5 pokeaways.
Yeah.
11 assists, 2 steals, 2 blocks. Had that big offensive rebound late, right after that big defensive stop. You know the game's coming from him. It's going to be 1 or 2 in this series where Kyrie scores 35 or something like that.
Oh, he got one in him.
It's going to, it's going to happen.
He got one in him. I just need Oklahoma City to lose, bro. I'm so sick of them.
Me too. Fake Grizzlies.
Bro, fake ass Grizzlies. Bro, they had the Bill Shoe Flippers at the game last night, bro. Wearing red T-shirts. Come on, bro. Get him out of here. Who gave the Grizzlies?
I do want to take a moment and give a shout out to our man Antonio Braxton. It's very rare that I will have somebody send me something and I like legit get kind of choked up.
Yeah.
But I did this morning and I tweeted about it with Antonio, who sent me the following picture of him and his son, who I do see at games regularly. They have the most unbelievable Grizzlies memorabilia and jersey collection that you have ever seen.
Yes.
Like, you think of the most random jersey feasible, they've got it.
Tigers and Grizzlies.
And big happy birthday to Junior, because seeing that picture, and I tweeted him that T-shirt changed my life and changed TA's life. Maybe it changed Antonio's too, it looks like, right?
Yeah.
He's in there with a baby. But I see those T-shirts like still exist. And then I think back to that. Me and Rose are hustling out on the sidewalks and all the people I met throughout time. And now the reason I got emotional about it is because it's like those are the kind of guys that we were out with, that were coming up and were listening to us and buying stuff on the sidewalks. And now I see that kid, and he's taking the kid to games. And it's like, now I know the kid, like when I see him, right? Mm-hmm. And they'll come by the pregame show or whatever else. And you see him holding that baby when that shirt was, that shirt's brand new that he's wearing, right? And I remember there's a bunch of these kids too. There were a lot of babies that were swaddled in those that were sent pictures to us, because we ran all these campaigns where we were collecting all the pictures and whatever, and it just comes back like a wave, because that's not a small kid anymore.
No, he's like a teen. He's like a teenager now,
right.
bro. He's a teenager now.
And you think about how many years that is, right? Like, I mean, obviously it makes me feel old on one level, but there's his dad wearing the Tony Allen T-shirt, and there's the son, and reenacting the photo. It was the absolute coolest. It's truly the coolest to see. I told you, like, that shirt, it did, that could sound like an overstatement. It truly did. It changed my life. Obviously, with all the people that I met over the years, all the attention that we got while we were on a small AM station in Memphis, Tennessee. And interestingly enough, when you think back about it, that shirt, when I first dropped that shirt, I had posted on my blog the design and that we were going to do it. And when we did it and we started putting it out, somebody that was one of our listeners sent the blog post to, of all people, a guy who I'm now friends with and is my boss at The Ringer, Bill Simmons. And Bill tweeted it out just in time for Father's Day. Bill Simmons had no idea who I was, and he put that out, and I did not have shirts. And it's the craziest story ever. I don't know if you've ever heard this. I didn't have the shirt. It happens. We're on from 3 to 6 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Bill Simmons has tweeted it. Bill Simmons has like 5 million, people, and all of a sudden it's, how do I get this shirt? How do I get this shirt? My blog is now getting the most hits it's ever gotten ever. All I have is a picture, like a mock-up.
Yeah.
By the grace of God, Michael Heisley, the owner of the Grizzlies, was in the studio. And I'm in a panic. He can tell. And I said, Bill Simmons just tweeted this out. I don't know what to do. You know, I don't even have shirts, whatever. And he said, this is how a guy became a billionaire. He said, take the orders. And I said, what? He goes, put up a link, take the orders. And I was like, okay. And he goes, and put up the price, put up the link, take the orders. The orders will come in, and tell them you will have them the shirt within blah, blah. They'll be sent out as soon as you have them made. And he goes, but you've got all these people flooding to the website right now. Take the orders on the shirt. Yeah. So I put up this, like, link. Like, hey, if you want a shirt, here's how you can get one, right? Bang, 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 bang. And Roser came over to my house. I went to the thing, and I had to buy boxes, like little boxes. Anyone that originally got them, whatever the first 200 orders were,
those little flat rate
got them
boxes.
in flat rate boxes. And me, Roser, and my wife sat in my house and packed boxes all night.
Damn.
And then we ended up sending them out. And it's because, and then I just kept on making orders of 144 shirts, to the point where at one point we were outside of FedEx Forum I probably had 6 boxes of 144 shirts. Oh, I mean, and we would be sold out.
That's crazy.
I'd have to get them for the next game.
Yeah.
And then we sold thousands worldwide, like through the website and whatever. Yeah. It was a wave. It was crazy. That whole run was so crazy. That was 2011. And then obviously we did it in 12, 13, 14, every year.
I was in high school, bro.
And so like all those were going on. But then obviously by 13, so I send one to Bill Simmons.
Yeah.
13, Simmons is here for ABC doing the Western Conference Finals. And that's where I meet him.
Wow.
And we knew each other. I mean, we knew of each other, but that's when I met him face to face. And I met him because I had been friends with Zach Lowe for like 10 years. Zach had gotten a job with Grantland. Zach was here and was like, hey, you need to come meet Bill. And I met him like that weekend, whatever. They were here. I mean, they were here for like a week because, I mean, Western Conference Finals takes a long time,
couple
right?
games,
Yeah. And unfortunately, we only played 4 games in the West Finals. But they were here for both.
Yeah.
Right?
Game 1. That's insane, bro.
Game 3 and 4 or whatever it was.
Especially for the shirts to hold up for that long. Like, you see that photo, it's like a brand new tee.
One thing about this. So it was him, Doug Collins, Magic, and I think Sage Steele. I think that's who was on the ABC.
Was Wilbon on
I
it?
think it was the countdown show. Okay? Deb, this is wild. You know where Gary Gowan is and whatever?
Little stage, yeah.
That whole thing was ABC.
Oh my!
They did the show from in the arena
on the stage.
Yeah.
Yo, I need that back, man.
When you get to the West Finals, that's what they do.
I need that back, man. Hey, Jaren Jardez, Gigi.
They were in the arena doing the show.
Man,
it was cool.
I need that back.
It was cool, man. But I mean, so when I say in these roundabout weird ways that T-shirt changed my life, like not only locally,
for
like sure,
globally,
and obviously,
nationally.
but yeah. I mean, and then you think about who I work with now, and it's like he was the one that first like tweeted it out, and then it just, I mean,
it took off.
Because it was crazy. Because he loved Tony because of the Celtics.
Yeah,
and
that
his
makes
dad
sense.
loved Tony because of the Celtics.
Yeah.
So they rooted for Tony.
Yeah.
Because he's a Celtic. It's why
He
it's wild
guarded
the way-
Kobe like a dog in the finals.
That's crazy.
So it's crazy. They come back and I get something like that this morning, and I see a little kid, or like now, a kid that's growing up, and he's wearing the shirt that his dad had while he was being born in the hospital, and like. There's a million things that come to my mind when I think about that shirt. Truly, it's a wave. I got emotional looking at that because I was like, and the other thing is like, I always get emotional seeing him like those two guys together because every time I see them, it is reminiscent of me and my dad going to games growing up. And it's like I've told you 100 times, I can't remember the scores of the games. I don't always remember most of the events. Sometimes I'll go back through old tickets and whatever. But there's a lot that, most of which I don't remember, right? In terms of the outcome of that game, right? But I see I see that kid and how he reacts to his dad and how close they are, and it's like, man, dude, like this is, and inevitably that kid's gonna take Antonio Braxton III to games one day.
Yeah. Like this is what my dad showed me how to be a Grizzlies fan.
And and like I tweeted him, there's that picture of him in the after the birth of his child, and it's like now there's very possibly a game where I have a kid at the game, Tony's got his 2 at the games, and Antonio's got his kids. Like we're all old.
On the OGs.
You know what I mean? It's very what's it called? It's overwhelming to think about,
like full
right?
circle moments.
Well, see all these people. I mean, we were kids, man. That's how I felt. I wasn't a kid. I was probably 30 years old, something like that. Maybe a little older.
Shit, I guess it's time for you to make a shirt then, bro. I'm the same age now.
Well,
yeah,
I gotta do something.
I think that's what it was.
You might have been late 20s, right at 30.
Oh my
I mean,
God.
that was 13 years ago.
Well, I'm 45.
Oh, so you would have been early 30s.
Early 30s.
32.
Because y'all said I was in high school. And this is when this wave was happening.
So I would have been like 26.
That is
around wild, 26.
Man, we need these vibes back.
Trust me. One night, I have never been more scared in my life. In my life. We sold so many shirts.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
I had a duffel bag. We didn't have nothing about this.
You
was
were
well
taking
played.
Venmo and Apple Pay payments.
All
and
cash,
stuff.
homie.
All cash.
All straight cash.
Bro, I had a duffel bag filled, Rosa tape, with cash.
Yes.
Filled.
Like a Monopoly man?
Bro, just loose cash because we were just throwing it in the bag. We didn't have, nothing was organized about this. And so I went and locked it up in our studio.
Yeah.
And we got done with the game, and I had to do post-game, whatever, and get done after a game, and Beale Street is slammed, wall to wall. Like, I'm talking, you can't move, okay? Dude, our studio is on this side of Beale Street. Rosa and I parked in a parking lot behind Pat O'Brien's, which is now Jerry Lee's.
Mm-hmm.
That's where our parking spot was, right? Bro, I had to walk with 2 duffel bags filled with money from our studio. I had to get them to my car. And I am walking through this, like, it's mayhem.
Yeah.
Throngs of people. And I'm like, please, God, please. I mean, if anybody knew how much money was in those bags.
Yeah, you would not have made it over there.
Yeah, they would have
Not a
patted.
chance.
They would have definitely patted you down, my guy.
And I look like an idiot. I mean, I've got these 2 duffel bags. It's like, what could possibly? And if anybody just unzipped it,
just money would fall out.
flying out. Yes. We had no plan for any of it.
No.
It was just, honestly, now looking back on it, it's insanity.
Yeah.
The way it was
Moving,
done.
y'all was moving shirts, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Y'all was like the
Well, and I didn't charge. I charged
It was $10.
$15.
It was
15.
for the
15?
tees.
Yes.
Oh yeah, you was moving then.
Yeah.
Was it 15 or 20? 15.
You
15.
charged 15 for Tony and 20 for Zach because
That's
Zach
right.
had colors
That's
on
right.
it, so it was a little more expensive.
I told them, and I told Tony, I told everybody, I'm not doing this for money. I'm doing this for the maximum amount of people to have these.
Yes, that's the way it should be.
That's what I wanted.
That's the way it should be.
Those shirts were costing me, I want to say I got to the point where the mass produced was maybe $600 or $650 because it had the back on it. So it might have been a little more.
Yeah.
Every shirt had the Chris Vernon Show logo on the back, the original ones. And so because it was front and back, it cost a little more. But it was still probably, I think it was probably around $6 to $7, I think. If I remember right. I don't know what the price of goods is now, but at that time.
Yeah.
And so I was like, $15 is
Do it for the people, man.
fair.
Yeah.
I wasn't trying to gouge anybody. They're Gildan shirts. I mean, they held up. People still have
That
them.
photo,
Right,
that
that's right. They held up.
crispy
Yeah.
T-shirt. I seen y'all photos every time on the road when I see people wearing them.
That's right.
And they crispy, brand new.
I wasn't trying to. I was trying to get them in the maximum amount of people's hands.
Yeah.
You know,
the way it
and
should
then
be.
I got lucky because FedEx is here. So, God rest his soul, Mike Bowen, who ran Champion Awards.
Yeah.
Lee Rainey, who now runs Tiger Bookstore. And Champion, obviously, Mike passed away, tragically. But Mike was the guy, and Lee Rainey and him and his son, Colby, who Roser had gone to school with, they all set it up to where they did it all online. So that's how all the worldwide ones could get done.
Yeah.
Everybody, they had a deal with FedEx.
So
I don't even know. I mean, they took care of all that. On
They
that
them
side.
a li- they-
the only
they
one,
get a-
and they took care of all of the shipping. They took care of everything, and they
Yeah.
printed them there. And so Champion had done that at the time.
Yeah.
And then we just did the ones
On
that
the
were-
ground.
Yes.
Yeah.
They would just show up with literally, what's the word? Not carts, dollies.
Dollars of
maybe?
T-shirts.
Oh yeah,
Y'all like the dough?
no, like those slats. Like what are those called at Costco? It's like
Dude,
an
I have
extended dolly with a long. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
I
just-
guess
it's a
okay.
dot. Yeah,
Whatever.
It's a dot. Say, dude, I have been to Costco once in like 10 years. So.
Bro, y'all like the
That's
dope
ridiculous.
boys in the
Yeah.
T-shirt game.
Oh no, there would be boxes and boxes just stacked.
Y'all just
Dude, it was we'd get off the air before the games and we would go, okay, what do we need to take down tonight?
Yep.
And if it was a regular season game, because we started
Y'all did it
doing
for regular season too?
a little bit, a little bit, because it was towards the end of the regular season. Because the Tony stuff happened with because the all heart grit grind thing happened in the middle of the season in Oklahoma
But I
City.
waited 2 months before. So here was the thing.
The Zach ones were all
It's funny,
playoffs
it's
'cause
funny
he said it
now
in
our
the playoffs.
studio's here because with the Grizzlies, I every day was saying, I'm giving you time. The reason we made those is there was not one Memphis Grizzlies, Tony Allen, anything.
In the team store?
Yeah. No.
Anywhere.
Oh,
Anywhere.
damn.
There was no jersey. There was no shirt. There was no nothing.
Wow. That's crazy. That's wild.
There's no nothing.
He was like a cult hero.
And I
was starting to be
a cult hero.
I did not have the money, really, to be doing this. And God rest his soul, Michael Heisley. He told me, buy the shirts. Any that you do not sell, I will buy from you. So I had a parachute. I had a billionaire telling me. Him getting behind it was the greatest thing ever. He wore one on the front row at the playoffs.
Oh, yeah.
The owner of the freaking Grizzlies.
He was
It was awesome.
That's crazy. Wait, 1-on-1 collab, Verno? Spin the block.
We're going to do them next year for the Tony retirement, for sure. I'll bring it back. It'll be the anniversary.
I got to give me one, bro. I didn't have one
Yeah.
back in the day. I got to have one now, for real.
You still have one?
I have the hoodie. The shirt.
I've still got some signed ones. Somewhere. Yeah, I found them when we moved.
I have a signed shirt. I do have a signed shirt. But a shirt, one of them to just wear.
I think we have.
Man, dude, I wore the hell out
I
of
think
that
in my,
thing.
I think in my house we have two and the hoodie.
Yeah,
I
I've
think.
got the hoodie. I wore the hoodie like this year on the show. I wore the hoodie. I still have the hoodie.
I think we have two shirts and a hoodie. That's it. That's it.
That's all I got left. That's crazy.
That's made it to. My daughter was wearing the Zach Randolph one the other night, the blue collar player one.
Blue
with
collar
his
player.
face.
Blue collar 10. Mother's Day is Sunday.
Mother's Day.
Shouts to our moms.
Shout out to my mom.
We love you, moms.
I love my mom,
dudes.
man. Everybody say I look exactly like my mom. So
you do.
Shout out to my mom, man.
You do look exactly like your mom.
I do. I got a lot of traits from my mom too. So shout out to her.
Well, and she looks way younger than she is.
She does.
And you better hope you get that trait.
I hope so too,
Right?
bro. Everybody say I look like I'm 25 still, so I take that. I take that.
Take
that. Well, y'all.
No Diddy. Take that.
No Diddy. No
You can't-
Diddy.
I can't
No,
say
you
take
can't say take that
I
no
can't
more.
take that.
You can't say. What
yeah,
are you doing? You going to dinner or something?
Brunch.
Brunch. Okay.
Yeah.
I told my mom yesterday. I said, "Mom, I gotta watch the lottery." She was like, "I know."
Yeah, the draft lottery's on Sunday.
That's why
Brunch, so you can tap in.
Y'all will have
draft
to
lottery.
inform me. I will be at our zoo.
Oh yeah, you always go to the zoo for
My
Mother's
mom
Day.
wants to go to Mother's Day for the zoo.
Go
We
see
are
if you can
going-
figure out what a caribou
We
is.
are going to the zoo. Apparently, they're not on this continent. Well, this would be a continent, North America. That's Canada, so yeah, they would be. But They're not here in this country. Screw a caribou.
They got caribous at the zoo.
They've definitely got caribous at the Memphis
For
Zoo.
sure.
They got everything there,
Hope
bro.
they're feeding it to the cheetah.
Come on.
Come on, bro. What's wrong with you? See.
Let's get to it for today's show. Thanks to Gary Parrish. Thanks to Devin Walker. Thanks to John Rose across the glass. Thanks to Jalen back in the studio. We will be back Monday. Everybody have a wonderful, safe weekend. Tell your mother you love her. And until Monday, we gone.